Hey there, my friends. Welcome to Try Paper Play. I'm always inviting folks to try paper play. The very same way you might take up the hobby to paint. Perhaps you're skilled in songwriting skills. Maybe it's, I don't know, sketching, portraits, whatever it is, getting creative, becoming a creative, being in that creative space, it's like none other. And it is and can be cheaper than therapy. Today, I wanted to touch on the fact that though paper crafting, I will focus on paper crafting because that is my it. That is my thing. That is my shtick. This is how I bring people into my space and hopefully open them up into the world of paper crafting and all that it encumbers. And there's so many things. I've done some videos on that. Particularly what I want to talk about today is though, how can we enjoy our paper crafting and perhaps and you can key this into anything that you are a part of. But we're here to talk about paper crafting because this is Aisha and this is part of my world. This is how I connect with you, whether it's through uh, my other YouTube channel, Aisha Motivates, trying to put some grease to your wheel and get you moving from point A to point B. Today, how can you enjoy your paper crafting, whether you're creating to share into the market space, to sell, to bring people into your world and spread paper crafting, or perhaps you just want it to be a hobby. Either way, having enough money to take you along this journey, this creative journey, is one that we need to monitor, of course. And we know that um, our income today, you know, the lifestyle and everything, all the expenses keeps going up, but the income remains the same. So to be able to eke out that extra fund that you can put into, let's say, your crafting, can sometimes be tricky, right? So how can we make this possible? Because it can be cheaper than therapy, but nevertheless, there is a price. So how do you do this so that you can continue to create and get your work out there? So I want to share with you today a channel that you need to check out. I came upon a gentleman whom I just was enwrapped with the knowledge that he was sharing, and it was all for free. So you need to go and check this out because whether it's for your hobby, such as i.e. paper crafting, um, you need to be able to know, okay, what can I put aside and how can I go about saving? And it could be for that, or just you just want to be able to save. We all want to be able to save for a rainy day, and sometimes it's not that visible for us, right? And here is someone who's going to be able to make it so simple in the way in which he explains it. If you need additional information, of course, you can contact him because I will be giving you the information. And whether or not you are in the States, Australia, wherever you are, you still will be able to connect with him to get the help that you need. And so the information, his name is Ryan Hamer. That's Hamer. I hope I am uh, pronouncing it correctly. And the channel is at iifixcredit. At iifixcredit. So of course at gmail.com, like that. Well, that at, right? At iifixcredit. One word, right? And you want to check this out because I was able to sit with this gentleman for just about an hour, and he was able to break things down so nice and sweet and simple, and you can ask questions beyond what he's going to be able to share with you in your channel, which is quite a bit. How to speak to creditors, how you can see an increase in your income, staying in your pocket, all of these techniques. And you will not only be able to perhaps start to chip away at uh, your debt, but rather be able to, you know, take off a piece of the expenses so that you just might be able to get yourself that I don't know, that cutter that you need, or maybe you need to get a new big shot. Maybe you need to get some new punches. Maybe you need to get some paper. You know, if you're not getting your papers, let's say from Michael's, then you're probably able to get what do you call it? I don't know, some of those big names. But there's some papers out there, you know what I'm talking about. Some papers are so expensive, but beautiful. Um, I am at a loss right now for some of the names of those quite delicious, just gorgeous papers, because generally that's not in my bracket. I wait for craft sales. I go to Michael's and I try to make sure that I go, you know, strategically so that I can get my papers at a discount. And I'm so blessed right now that I only have to get what makes my heart sings, because I've been blessed to, I've been, you know, crafting and being in the creative space for just about mm, 15 years, give or take. And so I've now built up my stash that I'm able to support grade fours and fives uh, with papers and punches and such that I'm able to put aside for them. So that is just something that I do on the side, um, aside from, you know, doing workshops, which I need more of you to be able to connect with me so I can get into your space and provide some workshops for. I also sell amazingly beautiful, one of a kind journals. I gotta give myself some shout out because this is my channel, right? So yes, if you visit me, um, my all of my information is going to be down there. I don't want to take up all of this time sharing that, but try paper play. You just gotta, you just gotta try paper play. So that is how you will find me. Go online, just type in try paper play, and you will find me. There's Try Paper Play journals. That is exactly where you need to go on Etsy so that you can get your one of a kind journals, which, if it's not one that's already fully embellished, you could be able to get a kit wherein you can even further embellish your journal that is not fully embellished and just make it so much more your own. And sometimes individuals say, well, okay, I'm going to buy, you know, one journal. I like to encourage individuals to get two or more. Why? Because I will send more goodies with it for you. But more than that, we need to encourage others when we come across something good. So we know that the action of taking from head to pen, pencils, whatever, and journaling is so powerful. Retention, clarity, you're able to look back, and you're able to know that the power of writing something down, and I love using this. Do you know that God was the one with whom writing all started with? First, don't let me get started, Moses. right? Getting the 10 Commandments written down on the stones, Jesus bending down to write in the sand. Writing it down is so important. And of course, one of my favorite, George Strait, baby, write this down, take a little note to remind you in case you didn't know. Tell yourself I love you and I don't want you to go. Write this down. You gotta write it down. Come on now, you know the importance of writing something down. Don't let me school you today. But again, I cannot stress this enough. In every endeavor that we set out to do, there is a cost, there is a price, right? There's something that we've got to put into it. If you want to eke out the opportunity to try paper play or any other crafty world space, it will require, even if it's a small amount of expenditure. And so, this is why I am encouraging you not only just to try paper play, in which, in order to start, you will as a crafter, a creator in the space of paper crafting, require a few things that without it will not be good. Firstly, for me, a ruler, a good glue so that you're not embarrassed with your stuff all sticking up and ready to peel off. You need a trimmer, a good scissors, pair of scissors. And did I mention paper? You've got to try paper play, right? And so you need those things, and you can get them on sale. You can get them at a good price. But if you are like myself, a single mom, you've got children, we've got bills. So how can we then be adventurous enough to take up a hobby, something that will keep us sane without going broke? Well, remember, I'm here to share with you a channel that you need to check out. Again, the gentleman's name is Ryan Hamer. The channel at iifixcredit. That lovely swirly thingy there, at iifixcredit. And there, I believe, so he's new to the scene, fairly new. He does a lot of um, consultations and such, but his channel needs to be bumped up. And so I'm encouraging you to go on there, like and share, and you will not be disappointed. And listen, if if you are not interested in trying paper play, and I hope you are, maybe you've got friends, maybe they're not in the crafting space. Maybe they're into, I don't know, sports, for example. But guess what? Depending on the kind of sports that they're into, they just might have to purchase items, a new running shoes, I don't know. But just any single person that you know of, not single, but any individual that you are aware of needing extra income. And I don't know about you, but unless you've got a amazing, well-paying job, we all can use some extra cash. I remember someone speaking of a story of a millionaire or somewhere billionaire. I think it was a millionaire or billionaire, but the person was asked how much more would they need to feel contented. And I think the person said another million. Now, call it greedy, call it what you wish. But oftentimes, I've come into contact with individuals perhaps making so much more than I am. But guess what? Oftentimes, the more you make, it's the more you're spending. And sometimes the person making so less, even though they might be struggling, that other person is struggling just as much as you are, or even more. Why? Their expenditure is keeping up with their lifestyle, right? The more you make, the more you spend sometimes if you're not mindful. And so even though a friend of yours, a family member might not be needing extra funds to put into their pastimes or a business like myself, try paper play business. Um, and again, go to my website, guys, trypaperplay.com. So even if they're not doing that, I am absolutely sure you know of one person who can use some extra advice in how they can better improve their budgeting and keeping some money in their pockets. So this gentleman, Ryan Hamer, will be able to support you with the videos that he's got. They're short enough that you don't have to spend a whole lot of time listening. Just take them in one at a time. And then on top of that, should you be interested in connecting with him, of course you can do that as well, where he would be able to help you. His fees are very, very manageable, and he will be able to work with your budget, but you need to be able to pass this on to someone if it is not for you, because I don't know of anybody, especially in today's world society, and I'm located in Toronto, so it's not cheap. So I'm sure you know of somebody who could benefit from this information that I'm sharing, because crafting is cheaper than therapy, but it costs money still. Even if it's not a lot, you still got to put something aside for it. And so, this is why I'm here today. Thank you so much. I will have this video on my other channel, Aisha Motivates, because I want you all to know that when you get good information, it is important to share it. It's important to utilize it and not let a day go by without that information. So I don't care how much you make. You could be making 100 grand a year. I am sure you can save, and you are and will be able to utilize this information. So thank you so very much. Of course, this is Aisha. I wanted to share some good news with you because it is needed. So trypaperplay.com, try paper play journals, just try paper play, share this information, be blessed. And if you're seeing this because it's coming from Aisha Motivates, again, share it, be blessed. Bye.